So now this is 27 participants.
Yeah, now it is 27. So almost they will be coming only on the way.
Yes.
So sharp at 11 o'clock we can start, Nikita.
Okay. Okay, madam.
College is in Mala, right?
Right. You know this place, ma'am?
Yeah, I heard about this. Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's a nice
Ma'am,
place.
actually, where are you from? Where is your place in Kerala?
Calicut.
Calicut. Okay.
I studied in
For how many years you are in Gulf?
Now this is my 14th year. 14 year in
14th year.
Qatar. Yeah.
Okay.
I studied in Kannur Engineering College. Then I went to Bangalore. I worked 2 years in Bangalore also. And I did my master's also there. This college, how many students? Like all branches are there already?
They have 8, then 7 degree courses and 1 PG courses. Around 400 students are studying.
Oh, okay. Ma'am, you're from Mala only or?
Yeah, just 10 kilometers from this college.
From this place. Principal ma'am, chairman will be joining or not?
Sometimes he is actually busy. Sometimes after inaugural session, sometimes he will join.
Okay.
We don't know.
So Elson's camera is not working. So now it's 50 participants.
Presently 50, ma'am. Principal ma'am, we can start 11 o'clock sharp now, ma'am.
At 11 o'clock sharp. Okay. 11 sharp. Okay.
Good morning to one and all present here. We appreciate you taking time off your busy schedule to join us today. We hope you will learn a lot today. Let me introduce myself. I am Greety Jose, Assistant Professor in BC Department, my METS College, Mara. Now, I will ask you to check if you can see and hear us well. The participants can respond in the chat box. Is it clear or is it audible? If you have any issues, you can chat us in the chat box. Clear? Great then. Our topic for today is ethical hacking techniques, and our guest speaker is Ms.Sabeena MK, an IT manager from UAE. Before we start, let me explain how you can talk to us during the webinar. If you have any questions during the presentation, just write down in the chat. We have a question answer session. We have a question answer session at the end of the seminar so that we can clear out the doubts which all you have. Your active participation is important throughout the session. Right now, I have everyone on mute to avoid background disturbance that may distract you from listening to the webinar. So let's start the session. To begin this program, we are pleased to have Mrs. Ingida S. to deliver the opening remarks. Welcome, Ingida.
Thank you, madam. Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. I'm standing in front of you to welcome all of you for this webinar. And I hereby present our chief guest and our resource person, Ms.Sabeena MK, as to present our webinar on the topic techniques in ethical hacking. And before going to that section, I am extremely honored to stand in front of you to welcome our beloved principal, Ms. Dr. Fonsi Francis, to this function. And I hereby thank you, all my staff, for giving us this opportunity. We welcome you, madam, for this function. Welcome, madam. Okay. Next, I would like to welcome our resource person and chief guest of this function, Ms.Sabeena MK, and I hereby thank you for accepting our request to join us for this webinar. And also, we welcome you, madam. Welcome, madam. Okay, next, I'm going to welcome our beloved HOD, Mrs. Shirley Pregas, for this function. And I thank you for all the help and support that you're giving us to us every day. We welcome you, madam.
Thank you.
Okay, next, I'm welcome all my friends, my colleagues, all the HODs of our college to this function, and without you, this will not happen. Last but not least, I welcome my dear students for this function for eagerly waiting for this to happen. And I can ensure you that this will be very profitable and informative function for all of us. Thank you and have a nice session.
Thank you, Ingida.
Thank you, madam.
Now, I would like to request our principal, Dr. Fonsi Francis, who had been a great support to inaugurate the occasion. Welcome, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Griti. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Very respected chairman of METS College of Advanced Studies, Dr. Shahjan Anthony Nikil, Mrs. Sabeena MK, the resource person of this webinar, Mrs. Shirley Prakash, head of BCA department, faculty members, and other participants in the webinar. I'm very happy to be here to inaugurate the international webinar on ethical hacking techniques organized by the BCA department of Football. Ethical hacking, as we know, is a process of hacking with permission, isn't it, Sabeena ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And without any malicious intent. Ethical hacking is used as a common and favored process to analyze the security systems and programs of an organization. I understood all this from actually from HOD BCA. And I also understood that the webinar will cover the topics importance of ethical hacking, services provided by ethical hacking, need for ethical hacking, and techniques of ethical hacking. We have a very renowned personality, Mrs. Sabeena MK, as the resource person of this webinar. I understood that she has more than 14 years of experience as a trainer, communicator, speaker, leader, and team player. And actually, we are very eagerly waiting to hear from you, ma'am. I would like to congratulate Mrs. Shirley Prakash, each and every member of BCA department for organizing such a webinar And I request all participants to listen and involve actively in the webinar. I wish all success to this webinar and declare that the webinar is inaugurated. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for the supportive words. Nextly, I would like to invite Mrs. Shirley Prakash, HOD of BC Department, to introduce our guest speaker for this webinar. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Kriti Miss, for the nice welcome. Respected Chairman and respected Principal Madam and respected our keynote speaker of our day, Ms.Sabeena Madam, and all my dear colleagues and dear participants and my dear students. So if we say about Mrs. Sabeena MK or Sabeena Madam, I'm taking a word from her own bio, passion to learn and grow beyond boundaries. Actually, this is a nice way from a nice this statement which I have seen in her profile itself. So she has been, it gives me an immense pleasure to introduce you on behalf of METS College of Advanced Studies, Mala, who has clubbed all of us for this webinar. So I take this opportunity to thank to our chairman as well as our principal to making this a grand success, this event successfully. And if you are saying about Mrs. Sabeena, she's a talented, self-motivated trainer, communicator, speaker, leader, and a team player with more than 15 years of experience in corporate training, including management and staff training. And she has extensive experience in project management, program management, and policies and procedures. And she has conducted technical workshop on big data and robotics. And she has been the president of the Institution of Engineers India Women's Wing Perth chapter. And she has been an international trainer who has conducted more than 95 various training to a diverse group of people, corporate management trainings and non-corporate trainings. And she achieved the topmost award and pinnacle of the communication and leadership achievement in Toastmasters International after doing then 60 speeches and 20 workshops and trainings. If you are saying about her educational qualification, she has completed her Bachelor of Technology from Government Engineering College, Kannur, and she has completed her Masters from the Computer Science, VS Prasanna Bharati University, Coimbatore. And if you are saying about her professional experience, she has been the IT manager for Infratech Qatar and education and IT consultant Qatar Supply, IT manager for American High School Doha, IT technical support engineer Sports City Khalifa Stadium Qatar, and she has been lecturer in computer science department, Government Polytechnic College, Calicut. And she has been worked as a network engineer in MIMS also. And she has a certifications in project management as a certified project management professional. And she has also been certified in CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, and MCP. She is also a Microsoft certified professional, and also she is in MNA, Master in Network Administration. So with all respect, we welcome you, ma'am, for this webinar session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Cheryl Prakash and beloved principals, ma'am, Dr. Fonsi ma'am, and Ms. Greety Fijo and Ms. Ingida ma'am, and dear students, a very warm good morning to everyone. How are you all this morning? It's an immense pleasure to be in front of all of you to give a webinar on ethical hacking techniques. I hope all of you are ready to learn something this morning. Here, this era, the whole world, the universe in tip of the finger, in our fingertip, because everyone is connected in internet through networks, especially now due to the pandemic. Current pandemic has brought us in front of screens, a new form of life where everything is online. Delivery has changed. This is the time where we need to know importance of cyber security. Let me share the screen. Hope you can see my screen. Is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now, ethical hacking. Before even going to ethical hacking, let me say a few words about cybersecurity and importance of cybersecurity. As we all know, the entire world is in front of a computer or a smartphone. Who don't have a smartphone, right? We can't, maybe we can live without oxygen, but we cannot live without Wi-Fi at this point of time, because the situations happening around the world has brought to all of us to this particular situation that wireless or internet is a necessity now. So awareness about cybersecurity. What is cybersecurity? Security of data, information, and your networks, regardless of the platform that we are working. Security is very important, and the vulnerabilities related to any services provided through internet made the importance of security, cybersecurity more than before, ever before. For example, let me take a small example in our day-to-day life. Suppose we are going to order food online, maybe Talabat or whatever in Kerala. Yes, suppose we are ordering food online, what is happening? We are going to internet or the mobile app or the particular website to enter our details, delivery details, personal informations, including email address, mobile phone, and we are choosing the food that we want to buy, and cash on delivery or pay in advance, a lot of options. The moment when we connect to internet, students, you are open to vulnerabilities. Unless until you have the proper security, you can be caught by anyone. Let's not say hackers now. It's any kind of security, because the young generation, especially the virtual schools, online classes, hybrid or blended learning system happening throughout the entire world, is mandating the importance of cybersecurity ever than before. This session of today, this morning, is morely focusing on ethical hacking, importance of that, and why it is important. Few techniques how you can be familiarized with ethical hacking. Golden age of data exploits. This is what I'm saying. The moment when our students or human beings connected to internet, we are vulnerable to different types of attacks, including hackers, sniffers, anything like firewall protections or any other appliances connected to the network can be hacked. So we need to understand this fact. We are not in a private room locked in front of a screen when we are doing something. We are actually in front of a public, a cyber world. That awareness make you to be careful, cautious to restrict yourself or to be protected. So this is what the need of hacking or protection. What is ethical hacking? Ethical hacking, the definition states that it is a practice involving deployment of hacking techniques to identify vulnerabilities in a given information system, software, or program. See, this is something what I would say. Suppose you have within the organization, within our system, we want to know how vulnerable my system or my software or my application, to know, to test, to know that we are doing ethical hacking, where we are following completely the same steps that a professional hacker do. Okay, ethical hacking. You might be thinking, why this is so important to learn about ethical hacking or importance of ethical hacking. Dear students, dear professors, identifying the risk or identifying the business criticality is very important. Suppose we are developing, or a company is developing an online banking software, or railway booking ticket system, or airplane ticket system, or anything using new advanced technologies, AI, artificial intelligence, or embedded systems, or robotics, whatever it is, this particular application working behind or in the front line should be tested to identify the possible potential risks. So here it is the importance of ethical hacking to identify the risks, to protect it. After identifying, we need to protect it and to detect where ethical hackers work basically. Risk assessment, penetration testing, vulnerability assessment, and response where people work on incident handling in forensics, even in criminal investigation, police investigation. It is happening actually. After the system has been recognized, it has to bring back to the normal situation. That is the importance, securing it, and there will be precautions and recovery methods associated with ethical hacking. Dear students, let me tell you, the main steps in any ethical hacking is collecting information from target websites. For example, the website session ID, platform means the operating system, the programming languages, the database system, technologies, whether it is completely an online based technology, or it's a SCADA system, or it's involving robotics or AI, or only programming languages or backends or API. So this type of technologies you need to understand, and organization details like email, phone number, fax number, using tools similar to Firebug. See, there are n number of applications or tools like Firebugs. Here in this particular session, I'm going to choose only one thing so that you understand exactly how it's happening. Firebug and Web Data Extractor, which demonstrates steps of reconnaissance. Reconnaissance means what we call in Malayalam like a secret investigation, like someone like രഹസ്യമായിട്ട് അന്വേഷിക്കുകയൊക്കെ ചെയ്യില്ല നമ്മൾ പോലീസൊക്കെ അതുപോലെ അതാണ് റിക്കഗ്നൈസൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. UDP and TCP packet crafting techniques using HPing3 protocol. UDP is nothing. See, I don't know if you are aware of network protocols or network layers, OSI layers. So for your information, UDP, user datagram protocols, and transmission control protocols are network layer protocols helping the data packet transmission, which you will be learning or you would have learned already in your computer networking. Okay, and we use a particular protocol. For example, I don't know how many of you are familiar with this. We use ping. Ping is a command used to check the communication, like reply or response from a particular IP address or a MAC address. So similarly, in hacking, what we do, similar to ping, there is hping3 command. This helps crafting technique, which I will show you using a simulator actually. So let's move to that particularly. But just be aware that these are the main things what we are going to discuss today. Gaining Windows 8 machine. Here in this simulation, I'm explaining about Windows 8. It can be anything, Windows 10, a Macintosh operating system, or anything to access using the Metasploit exploitation toolkit, and maintaining access to system using SpyCheck and SpyAgent. Dear students, the first thing, ethical hacker. As an ethical hacker, suppose any of you want to pursue your professional career in the field of ethical hacking, the first thing is how to think like a hacker. What hackers do? Let's see what's happening in real hacking, right? Are you excited? Students, can I see you all? Yes. I expect all of you are hearing me. I'm well audible, well visible. I can see a lot of students eagerly waiting. So here, I will be taking you through a simulation like a iLab, it's a recorded one because in order to start and set up the iLab, it takes a lot of time, but we have only 1 hour time. So it's a recorded one. Let me share again the slides one more time. If you have any question, please personal message or chat to our moderator, Miss Greety Fijo. Miss will be more than happy to discuss that during our Q&A session towards the end of the session. Okay, so just please hold down your questions. Now, I will share again. As I told you, an ethical hacker, the first thing is how to think like a hacker. Ethical hacker. Hacking steps. There are a lot of advanced types of hackings available. There are certified ethical hacker courses available. I remember I have done long before a online course with a Grey Campus. I will share that link with you also. There are a lot of online resources available. So whatever it is, the 5 common steps, important steps in ethical hacking are: first step, information gathering, reconnaissance, footprinting. That is the first step of hacking. Then second one, scanning. We will explain this in detail. Scanning in the sense, scanning the complete system or the platform or the operating system, whatever it is, to get maximum information during hacking. Third step, gain access and hack into the system. Once you have the complete access, you can hack into the system. Fourth one is hack into the network. Not only to that particular system, because every system in the world is connected to all other systems through the biggest network called internet. So hacking into the network means one is open, means every other one is also open. Maintain access, that is the fifth step, maintain access to the victim machine and then cover the tracks. This is the last step. Let's move to that. Hacking steps. Now we have first step, reconnaissance. What does it mean? It's like an investigation, like a police investigation, like hackers do രഹസ്യമായിട്ട് complete അന്വേഷണം. Ethical hackers, first step towards hacking, collecting network, host, and organization information. Network, as I told you, host, organization means, for example, in a company, in a bank, suppose you are hacking. Well, we are talking here only ethical hacking. Okay, suppose I am working or you are working as a software developer in a bank. Okay, the bank has developed a online banking management software or system or application. So the bank management want to know the vulnerabilities of the system before releasing that system or software to the public. So an ethical hacker or hired by the bank management can go through different steps. That's what we are discussing now. So the first thing is Firebug. There are a lot of tools like Firebug. Firebug is just one tool only. I am explaining for you to understand. Access website and gather information. It's nothing but it is a plugin, software plugin of a web browser. It can be through browser, through commands. And the next one is web data extractor. Collect email, phone numbers, any personal information. Dear students, I would like to see, you will feel like you're watching a thrilling movie now because I'm going to take you to actually the real scenario. You all need to be taken into a simulator, which is set up, and that takes a lot of time. So I'm going to take you to a demo of iLab, how to show how you can see collecting information using Firebug, Mozilla plugins, and extracting web data using web data extractor. Are you ready, students? All right. I hope it's a yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Yes, they're responding in the chat box. Yes.
Yes, okay, excellent. Thank you so much, students. You are so amazing. I'm so glad to have a very good participation from you all as the online medium. The interaction is limited again towards the screen, and anyway, I can see from the number of participants, 153 this morning. There will be definitely you all will be listening and trying to understand what I'm going through, explaining through. See, now let us take an example of a website, www.moviescop.com. We as an ethical hacker, suppose you or I am a professional ethical hacker of a company working for moviescop.com. I want to know the vulnerabilities of this particular website. How we can do that using our plugins like Firebug. Can you see here Firebugs 2.0.11 version? There are higher versions available now, and even more technologies available. Now, dear students and professors, lecturers, let's move to iLab. I'm going to stop this and going to share the recording of the iLab now. It's going to have video plus audio, everything. So let me share. Yeah, share computer sound. Okay.
Okay, so let me show you the tools like technique.
Dear students, actually the simulator or iLab is a tool which ethical hackers or professional hackers use to learn how to do. This is exactly the same scenario that a hacker or an ethical hacker used to do in a real scenario. So hacking means the ethical hacker will be in a remote station accessing another computer system. So here we are imitating how exactly hacking goes on. Okay, please carefully watch. Hope if I'm not audible or visible or something, please interrupt me. Let's see.
To see right now, that will be your Firebug. Now Firebug is one of the tools which will collect information from the web applications. So let me quickly log into the machine.
See, this is one of the courses that I have done before, and I can share this link later because there are a lot of like 10-hour courses, 2-month courses. So this one, carefully watch how we are gathering information first, okay?
Once I'm inside the machine, let me move to the particular web browser, Mozilla Firefox. And let me connect to one of the website which has been given from EC Council, www.moviescope.com.
Students, we are going to learn or know how we, as an ethical hacker, gather information of this particular website, moviescop.com. Okay.
And you can see here there is a tool called Firebug 2.0 and 11. So once you click on it, it will take you to one of the panel below to the screen. And you can see there is a view called console view. You need to enable it to see all the context. So what I want to do here by using this tool. So this tool will help me to make sure that what kind of vulnerability this website has. So I'll just refresh the website. And it has been warning me that there is something related to its insecure connectivity, the network, the connectivity in application level, that is HTTP port level, which is insecure, which is plain text or data connections, all right, which is not HTTPS. Now, similar to that, you will find other informations also related to that. And edge of lack of internet connectivity here, you can see it is not able to visible the things. But yes, you can collect information from here. Apart from this, you can also collect information from the HTML page itself, the web application, what kind of content it has, what kind of source code it has, what kind of character set it is going to use, and many more things, right? And let me move few things forward, like scripts. Even you can enable the script, and you can see here the number of scripts has been given on the particular panel itself. So you can check what this particular application is going to use here. And by going through this script, we can see different kind of vulnerabilities related to the programming languages, or maybe you can say there will be, mostly you will find the buffer overflow kind of things or loop kind of things you can see here, and you can find out a vulnerability out of it. There will be some DOMs as well as net. Net is something which will give you the platform information related to this particular web application, which is on top of which server it is going to be running or what kind of platform it is using. So let me do a refresh here. Now you can see there are multiple things has been open. And if you look into here closely to the header, you can see here, first of all, it is using somewhere around Windows NT machine 6.3, the user agent. And apart from this, you can collect information. One of the information you can see, it is using ASP.NET programming language. That is one more information we have gathered. As well as we have gathered information about the server. What kind of server it is using? It is Microsoft IIS.
See, dear students, this is something they are explaining about a tool gathering the information like server information, which programming language they have used. Let me play one more minute and we will go back to our steps.
And the versions also even given. Now from here, I can even find out the vulnerability of the particular server. I can start doing an attack. Now, apart from this information, this particular Firebug tool will give you many more information related to HTML tag, CSS, JavaScript, and etc. Images, right? Plugins. You can see here multiple plugin informations and media informations. And yeah, at the end you will find cookies, which you can enable. And if anyone is sending any information like login credentials, like if I'll just show you one of the credentials here. For example, someone has put like the credentials like Sam and the password is test. And once they will log in, cookie can have the value. You can see the value which is given here can be used as to access to the particular website. So that will be something where you do not even need the user ID password to log into a particular website. So that's what we are going to see later in the classes. Also in the there is a topic called the topic name will be your session hygiene.
Dear student, now you saw without even having the username and password, the ethical hackers or professional hackers can get into any system using special tools, gathering information tools. This is where the vulnerability stays. This is where, as a program developer or the development team working for any company or organization, need to be aware that the vulnerability is there. Suppose in the beginning I told you to imagine myself or yourself working as a software developer or a programming team member for an online banking software. So we are, as an ethical hacker, checking the vulnerability of our own system to know the possible vulnerability chance, so that we can do precautions and we can resist this in future. Let me share my PowerPoint again. Here, the second step of any hacking is live hosts. So I will explain you that also. Then port scanning. I don't know you are aware of that networking concept. Like every communication has a specific port. It's open or closed. It's like TCP port. For example, Internet Protocol (IP). It works on a port. IIS work on another port. TCP work on a different port. So in networking concept or terminology, every communication or every port concept is working on a particular port number. So the hackers work on that particular port, scanning the ports. Banner grabbing means particularly they are getting the complete information about your operating system and platform. And vulnerability assessment, it's like the assessment of your application level. Like what is the level of that particular application, like it's that much secure, depth, or that is what they are assessing your system. Network topology, of course, we know OSI layers, 7 layers of from physical layer, data link layer, network layer, application layer, presentation layer. So the application layer is a topmost layer where the user interacts. So they try to understand the entire topology from the gathered information. That is what hackers or ethical hackers do. Now, dear students, I want to show you one more demo on the iLab, which I have also done during one of my previous course with the Grey Campus School. It's an online school campus. It's about UDP and TCP packet crafting using HPink tool. You might hear a lot of new terminologies if you're really new to networking concepts, but don't worry, this is not, but I will tell you, UDP and TCP is like user datagram protocol and transmission control protocols are the basic transport layer protocols in networking concept. Because in network, computer networking or network communication work based on data packets. The information is sent from one source computer or source IP to a destination IP in the form of data packet, where the data is having source IP, destination IP, and the information. So, but these hackers or ethical hackers really doing packet crafting using a special command called HPing3 tool. I will show you how it's work. Now let's go to the same simulation record 15.10. Just a minute. Okay, now let me share. There are this is a lot of things in this recording. I can share it towards the end. Yes, here we go. Now,
As here that you must have some networking knowledge to do this kind of labs, and for scanning normally start with training with the basic network concepts so that you will be a familiarization with what exactly we are doing here in scanning technique. So let me go for the iLab once again to run the scanning. Let me cancel this lab, so I'll be in the next topic, so that I will be from here. Meanwhile, the lab will be set up. So let me tell you what exactly this UDP and TCP packets are. Now, UDP and TCP are the two different protocols of TCP/IP. We call them the transport layer protocol. They are the logical end-to-end connectivity protocol, which is transmitting all our data from the application layer to the endpoints, right? And these user datagram protocols are called as connectionless protocols. So they do not wait for any acknowledgement. But in the other hand, TCP, transport control protocols, that is waiting for an acknowledgement from the receiver's end. And there will be something called three-way handshaking, which has happened to make the connectivity establishment. And that is where the hacker uses the flags. There are multiple flags you will find, like sync flag, you will find reset flag, you will find fin flag, you will find acknowledgement flag, you will find urgent flag, you will find push flag. These are the different flag uses to make the communication. But hackers use these flags to find out whether a port is open or closed. All right. So there are multiple techniques out there to find out the port is open or closed. There are multiple sync scan, or maybe there are UDP scan, or you will find some of the advanced scanning techniques related to XMAS scanning, inverse scan, SIL scan. There are many more scanning techniques out there which we are going to see in the scanning topic. So let me show you some of the scanning techniques related to UDP and TCP scan by using HPing3 tools and the Wireshark. Wireshark is one of the monitoring tools. Whatever things we are going to do in HPing3 will be monitored by the Wireshark tool. So just to understand,
shall I mute everyone or?
Understand how the communication happens, how the packet crafting can be possible, how we can collect information by sending some crafted packet over UDP or TCP protocol. So let me show you here. So how exactly you can go for this protocol analysis or scanning, you can say. So let me connect quickly to the Kali Linux machine, where we'll use the HPing
Dear
tool.
students, Kali Linux is an operating system specially designed, developed for the hacking purpose. Okay, so we are going to see this in Kali Linux operating system. Okay.
Root and tour is the password. Let me quickly move to the application where you will find all the open source tools you will find which has been jarred down in this particular operating system. Now from here I'll go for information gathering, then I'll go for one of the tool related to live host identification and HPing3.
So we are going to do,
let me make it full screen.
Live host identification. We are going to scan the informations of host computer. Okay.
So there are a few helps has been given. Even you can put help to collect, to get the help section information, how to use this particular tool. Now, let me quickly log into the victim machine. That will be Windows 8.1, where I want to do some kind of scanning, maybe TCP level scanning or UDP level scanning. And there I will run a Wireshark just to check whatever scanning packets I'm creating or whatever packets I'm cracking, whether it is giving me the particular kind of packet or not from HP. So just to checking purpose, I'm just using the Wireshark tool here. So let's quickly install the Wireshark tool here and let's see how we can crack TCP and UDP packets.
Those students who don't know much about the networking concept, I will tell you, if you can track TCP and UDP protocol, then it's everything actually. You can get in touch with every details of the host computer. Okay. Sorry. Just a minute, let me share again. This is just a minute, hold on. I think, you know, the machine opened with another screen. All right. Can you, I'm going to share the video again. Oops.
Let me go for sniffing. Sniffing tools, Wireshark, and let me quickly install it.
Wireshark is a tool used to craft TCPs. It's like scanning the entire computer system. You will see what informations we are going to get now. It's basically it's an exe file, Wireshark. We will download it and install it in the victim computer after getting access to that particular computer. So yeah, we need to feel ourselves like we are now ethical hackers, professional ethical.
Okay, so once the installation is over, run the Wireshark tool. And this Wireshark tool is going to use one of the packet or promiscuous mode using some kind of protocols through which you can do the packet analysis, or you can do not only packet analysis, you can do every particular level of analysis in the TCP/IP protocol. So let me just put start and let me move back to Kali Linux machine once it is running. So let me try to craft some of the packets. So first I'm going to craft one of the packet that is related to sync packet. So I'll put HPing3 and I'm going to scan few of the ports.
Dear students, HPing3 is a command that we use in Kali Linux command line interface, CLI, to scan the ports. Okay, HPing3. You might be already familiar with ping command. Similarly, this is HPing3 to scan the host.
that particular machine, Windows 8.1 machine. And there are multiple ports. You will find 65,535 ports are available, but we are not going to scan that much port.
Yeah, as I told you, the network, computer networking or network communication work, everything work based on, because ports, every service is related to one particular port. As the trainer talking, 64,000 ports are there. We are not going to scan the entire ports. At least let's see how 3,000 ports are scanned quickly using the HP link command in Kali Linux software operating system. Okay.
I'm going to scan 3,000 ports so that we can check what are the ports are open for that
particular IP
machine.
address.
Let me put the IP address.
The IP address of the machine is 172.17.19.61. So this is the format how you should be using the command hping3 to scan the number of ports available in the victim computer, like the other computers. So see how the information it is giving to us now. Plenty of information about the victim computer.
Now you can see here there are few information it has been pointed out. So first of all, it is telling what are the ports are open as of now and what kind of services it is running: FTP, LOC services, NetBIOS, HTTP, Microsoft D, and yeah, you can see there are flags which is running right now. Sync acknowledgement flag has been sent, and that packet it is showing here. And the TTL value it is showing how many hops it is in the same network. That's why the hops has not been changed. It is from the same network it is coming. IP ID is one of the identification ID which says that how many request and response has already been done. Window size, that will be for flow control, and the length of the packet, some bytes, 44 bytes. Similarly, even you can perform a UDP packet crafting, okay, on top of this machine by putting hping3, and this time I'm going to use some technique of hacking. So this time I'm not going to use my own IP, my Kali Linux IP. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use some of the random IP address. So that can be possible on top of this Kali Linux machine. So over UDP attacks. So I'll go for random source, rand source, and I'll put some data, 500 bytes. Put enter. Now let it run. Let's examine it by moving to the Windows 8.1 machine. Let's do some analysis here, port analysis. I can see there are lots of UDP ports are running. Now what I can do, I will stop this packets and let me examine one particular request and response. So let me double click on it. Let me make it full screen. You can see here, if you are familiar with TCP/IP protocol suite, you'll find the application layer where the PDU will be data. You can see the data which has sent over 500 bytes of data. And yes, after that, the transport layer, we have started with user datagram protocol, and it has a length of 508, and there are some checksums which is false as of now. And on top of that, there will be an internet layer which is having IPv4 version. You can see the source IP is a random IP. It's not my machine's IP. It's not my Kali Linux machine's IP. It is a random IP from where that particular scanning method has happened. And the destination IP is the Windows 8.1 machine's IP. And you can see there are some of the flags which is enabled, right? Not set, some flags are not set here, but UDP you will not find any flag because it is your connectionless protocol. TCP you will find some of the flags. Apart from that, you will find the Ethernet protocol layer where you will find the MAC address. You can see the source MAC and the destination MAC and the frame informations. The flow control, the checksums, and all those informations you can see here. This is where we can do protocol analysis or the packet analysis or TCP/IP suite analysis.
Dear student, this is how the crafting of TCP or UDP happens using the commands hping3. Let's go back to our PPT again. Now, as I told you, the second step of hacking was scanning. We already completed the scanning. Scanning means checking which ports are open now, active now, what type of data communication is happening through particular port, which types of FTP or TCP, whatever is happening. Every information we are gathering and scanning. Let's move to the next step. Step 3, 4, 5. This is the climax of today's movie. Students, imagine like you're watching a thrilling movie. This is the climax. You are going to see exactly how hacking happens. Gain access and hack into the system. Hack into the network, maintain access to the victim machine, and then cover the tracks. So here, I want to remember students at least the concept. I understand most of you might not be aware of the networking concepts like TCP or data packets, because it's coming. You are going to learn about that soon. But this concept like system hacking, gaining access, it is related to password cracking, privilege escalation, maintaining access is related to rootkit, spykit. Then cover tracks like steganography, and that is a big concept, but I will show you the NTFS, file system stream clearing log and audit policy. Like every operating system works on a file system. I don't know how many of you are aware of file systems, but I'm going to make it simple. Let's move to the iLab, the climax of this iLab today. This is the last video for this, then we will have interaction. So let me share, sorry, 1 minute. Okay, here we go. Okay. It's a huge, there is like a lot of videos. I don't know if we have time for that all. Okay, here we go.
By using rainbow tables or loft crack, or there are privilege escalation tools are also available. We have in the iLab, so you can practice those tools once you will be in the particular CH training, and even I will show you some of the tools to practice. Similarly, maintaining access, there are tools like, okay, so once you've done the gaining access by using Metasploit or something, now you want to maintain it. Whenever you want, you can access the machine, or you can keep track whether the particular victim has got that I'm accessing his machine. So we will spy it. We will see what the particular user is doing or the victim is doing. And then at the end, we do the covering track. So by going for entry of the stream or steganography, or maybe clearing the logs and audit policies. So let me show you some of the lab related to this.
So we are more students moving again back to simulation or iLab to see the last portion of hacking. Okay.
Let me move to system hacking. Now, till the lab is running, so let me give you an idea of what exactly I'm going to do here. So for example, I have got access to someone's machine, right? And by doing Metasploit access, or maybe by doing password cracking. Now, I want that whatever my tools, whatever Trojans, whatever malicious applications, or whatever virus or worms are there in the machine I have deployed on the particular system or the host, that should not be identified by the particular user. Or I want to run few scanning tools to do for the scan to their network environment. So in such scenario, I can go for tools like NTFS streaming, right? So now I'm going to show you how the NTFS streaming tools is going to work, right? How we can hide one particular application in a Windows machine or a server machine, so that whenever you want, you can open that application and you can do scanning. But when user is going to see it, user will see it as a text file, or it may be some service file which is part of the Windows machine. So let's see how it works. So let me just go for the tool called NTFS streaming. I'll log into the Windows 2008 machine. Let me put the password, enter. Okay. Now let me straight move to the C drive just to check what kind of file system it has, because we need an NTFS file system. Obviously Windows machine says all NTFS formatted file system. You can see here. Now I'm going to create a folder here where I'll just give the name as NTFS. Okay. And inside this particular folder, I'm going to put one of the scanning tool. And basically I'm going to hide one of the scanning tool, you can say, in this machine. I'll go for scanning tool, and then I'll go for one of the scanning tool like super scan. Just copy this one. Go for NTFS, paste it here. Okay, now go back to NTFS and right click on it, go for command here, and then I will run few of the commands. I'll type notepad and I'm going to create a file called readme.txt. Basically I'm creating.
This is we are working on a command line interface. We are using commands to create folders and files. I don't know how many of you know DOS, disk operating system of commands, but this has been used, used long before. Still, we are using it. It's very powerful. Let's see somehow we are doing creating a notepad in the computer.
Creating a text file just to hide my application there in this text file. So let me put some content here. This is one of the system generated text file. By deletion, it can crash your system. Something I put, save it. Now, once you have done that, now go for list directory, dir. You can see there is a text file called readme.txt, which is of 85 bytes.
Students, those who don't know anything about disk operating systems or command or CMD, dir is a command used in DOS or any command line interface. Like nowadays, we don't use it because GUI, graphical user interfaces, like operating system with icons, mouse, click, drags, they are very familiar, see, because it's very user friendly. But for us in a GUI to list the items, we just need to double click on a folder, yeah, or open the desktop. There are a lot of icons, menus listed. But in a disk operating system, or you need to use commands dir to list the items in the folder. That's what the trainer is talking about also.
Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hide this super scan 2, which is part of this folder, NTFS folder, inside this text file. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type, and this thing only possible once you are into the system. I'm going to show you in the classroom training how you can hack into the system and how you can get access of the system by using different types of Trojans or by using Metasploit, one of the framework toolkit from Kali Linux. Okay, so I'll just let me put this one NTFS, and I'll use the tool Superscan, and I'm going to hide it under again NTFS. I'll choose and I'll go for readme the txt colon superscan. Superscan 4.1.txt. Okay, enter. Once you have done that, now again put dir just to list out whether it has created. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete my tool, which I don't need right now, because this tool, if it will be directly there, the user may find it like someone has attacked it.
I'm going to share again. We are almost finishing the video now.
Superscan. Superscan 4.1.exe. Okay, enter. Once you have done that, now again put dir just to list out whether it has created. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete my tool, which I don't need right now, because this tool, if it will be directly there, the user may find it like someone has attacked his machine. So I'm going to delete it. I'm going to delete from the recycle bin also. So let me delete it from the recycle bin also. Now the tool is completely deleted from the system. There is no such tool, right? Now you can find only the txt file is there. Okay. Now let me do a link like a service, something called windows.exe file or something. Let me put mk link and windows.exe. This is one of the file I want to keep there in that location, and where I'll give the link to read.txt and superscan. That is my tool which I have linked previously, .exe, and press enter. Now the link has been created. Now, even if you'll go to the particular folder, you will find there is a file called windows.exe has been created here. Now, normally per person, if you look into this location, you will find, okay, so there is some Windows related file has been created, and you will look into the txt file, it will show them, okay, so it's a system generated file, don't touch it, right? And he do not know what exactly it can do. So the hacker know what exactly it can do. So hacker is just going to run windows.exe, and here you go. You have the superscan tool, and you can go for Windows enumeration, and you can enumerate any machines with their network. So for example, I'll go to one of the machine 172.17.19.61. That is one of the Windows machine. So I can enumerate it, right? So this is how it helps, or this is how we can do cover the tracks. We do maintain access. We do gaining access. But the thumb rule is your scanning must be proper. You should know how to how to find out the vulnerability. And as an ethical hacker, we do not do any illegal tasks. We let the company know if your system is vulnerable, this is what can be possible. You can show to the company, or you can show to the organization. You can make a report out of it. You can penetration test it, right? So this is all about CEH. So if you have any query, we can go ahead.
Students, as we already said, as a ethical hacker working for our company or organization, our role is to report to the company management or owners. These are the vulnerabilities present in this system. So this is how quickly, like a short, quick training on how the quick steps, how a ethical hacking working. So now, for example, we are almost done. Yeah, this is the website I can share with you. There is a lot of topics regarding ethical hacking, accredited courses where you can take certification also. If you have any further queries, you can email to me. So to conclude this webinar, let me tell you one thing. Just a minute. Ethical hacking is to protect the organization. Okay, it's not to hack a system. It's even though it's following the same steps that a professional hacker do. So our job as an ethical hacker, in the very beginning, I told you to imagine yourself as a professional ethical hacker working in a bank, where you are studying for the vulnerabilities of the banking software. So what we do after identifying the possible vulnerabilities of the system, we report to the bank management or owners. These are the possible or available vulnerabilities existing in this online banking application. You need to have more security here and there, and that is the job of an ethical hacker. We normally use it in the forensic crime investigation, police, CBI, they all use it nowadays, especially, it's the scope of ethical hackers are much more than what it was before. So I hope you all understood the main steps. Someone can tell me what are the main 5 steps of ethical hacking? Unmute yourself. And one, I would like to hear from one student. What are the main 5 steps of ethical hacking? You don't need to say everything like the commands and yes, appreciate. Yes, someone please, someone please unmute, say your name, and just quickly share the 5 steps of ethical hacking, please. Can you unmute yourself, or someone need to unmute for you?
They can unmute themselves.
Okay, good, excellent. So, again, students, ethical hacking, the definition says the practice involving deployment of hacking techniques to identify vulnerability in a given information system, software, or the program. So, someone tell me what are the 5 steps of ethical hacking? If nobody is saying, I can repeat. The first step is to gather the information we call reconnaissance. Second one, scanning to check the available ports, available services running. Third one, gain access to hack the system. Fourth one, hack the network instead of the single system network hacking. Then maintaining the access to the victim machine and then cover the tracks. This is what hacking involves. Now, dear students, let's move to the time is, I think the allocated time is over. Let's move to Q&A. I'm sorry because it's a big topic. At least, I hope you understood the main steps involved and why we do it, what is the importance. Even we do, because our system needs to be protected, because more than the professional hackers, the hackers working behind, working for the opposite opponent or the competitor, they seems to be very powerful than the ethical hackers. That is the reason why we need to be protected. We need to be aware of the vulnerabilities of our system. So if you have any Q&A question answer, you may chat, send to Ms. Kriti ma'am. We can quickly go through.
Yes, anyone with the question can chat it down, or you can unmute and ask.
Yeah, you can open your camera. Can I take a group picture?
I request some of the participants, at least you can try being visible on your video.
It's a great pleasure coming, doing this webinar, and I am so thankful to the management of MET College and the principal ma'am, Dr. Fonsi, and HOD Cheryl, Miss Cheryl, and Miss Ingida ma'am. All of you are very cooperative, and thank you for the opportunity that gave to me to see you and meet with you and share my little knowledge with you. Thank you everyone.
So I'm waiting for questions from the participants. Anyone who want to ask any questions to her?
Actually, greeting ma'am, there was one question which has already came in the chat box previously. That is whether the hackers, if there is any hackers professional website. I'm not remembering the name who has posted that comment. One question which has been already raised in the beginning, that is, if there is any hackers professional website is available.
Yes, it's a Realme C2, it is written.
Yeah, see, hackers professional website means it. See whether the person is asking the database of available professional hackers, or asking the training website, or asking the tools for hacking. It's a big topic actually. I can share one very good link in the chat box now, which is like Grey Campus online training sessions. You can, I know some of them are free of cost, some of them will cost small amount, but some of them are uploaded to YouTube also. You can see, really you can learn. As I understand, I guess that the person who asked this question asking some hacking tutorial websites, I guess so, or
Yes,
whether
ma'am.
they're
If you share that link in the chat box, it will be useful to everyone, I hope.
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, I will do. Definitely, that's my pleasure. I will do that. So really useful. There are a lot of link available, but I don't know if the students can understand that alone because some of them are really high level concepts. But this website, what I'm going to share is simple one. I'm going to share with all of you, everyone. Just hold on. Yes. Yes, I shared one link of Grey Campus blog. They have uploaded. This is free one. You don't need to pay anything. This is around 50 minutes, 45 minutes tutorial explaining everything about hacking basics and techniques and everything. And and there are, if you go to greycampus.com, or there is a lot of certified ethical hacking courses where you can attend some number of hours and get certified to work as a professional hacker actually. So the job, the scope of the professional hackers are increasing nowadays. It's not like before. You might already know why it is increasing, right? Because we are open to more vulnerabilities in this era. Because everything, as I told you in the very beginning, in front of computers, we are, oh, each and every computer in the world is connected to internet. The moment when we or even our small child connect for a class, online class, he or she is open to a vulnerability, right? Am I right? Right? That much.
Yes, ma'am.
So hacking, it can, since the platform that I am currently using, we are using for this webinar is Zoom. It is vulnerable to hacking. How many of you know that? So the developers, software developers or programmers working to develop the Zoom application, they are working or to find out the possible vulnerability, what other competitors can do on Zoom, so that they can know their own vulnerability to stop it, to prevent it, to do precaution and to protect it. That is what ethical hackers do. Ethical hackers identify the vulnerability, detect, protect, recover, and maintain. That is the main job of an ethical hacker. Anything like social medias now more than, I think, compared to previous, people are saying, even my son was saying, mama, the happy birthday of corona is coming. I'm so sorry to say this. See, happy birthday. See, last 2019 December, COVID was in started in Japan. I'm sorry, China. What happened? They started that, and gradually the virtual platform came into action. Delivery of any service or product is changed. Am I right? It's the same in the Kerala also, right?
Right, right, right.
Delivery,
Yes, yes.
because before the education was delivered in a classroom with face to face teacher student interaction. Now, unfortunately, our student community or the education community, the entire stakeholders are put towards in a situation where we have to rely screens with hybrid or blended virtual learning systems. So now the scope and the relativity of this topic is much more than before 2019 December. I encourage actually all the students to have an awareness, at least this is what ethical hackers do. Even if you are going to learn some tips and techniques of real hacking tools, make sure you work as an ethical hacker, work for the goodness of systems and applications for our country and state. That is our pledge, that we owe to our parents, teachers, and our community and our society. We can learn anything, but we need to know what is our ethics, what is our limit, what is to be done or what shouldn't be doing. So that differentiation should be there as human. When especially the young generation, the college students grow, you from the very beginning, this is what we teach in everywhere. Before teaching hacking, we teach them cyber security and importance. That is why before I'm starting this topic presentation, my first slide was cyber security and importance, right? I couldn't explain a lot, but that should be known to students before you are learning hacking. Because cyber crimes, like we have social crimes in your real life, cyber crimes are available. There are laws and rules, regulations, you know, for the cyber crimes. If you, threaten someone through um, online or say, social media, it's exactly same or more than what you do in a real world. So cyber world, don't think like you are sitting in front of a screen, nobody can see you. Anybody, as same as you are visible in a real world, you are visible in a cyber world also. Anybody can trace you, track you, because that's a big topic like MAC address, IP address. That maybe you are, those who are already in third year of your degree, maybe you know about network communications and data communication packet, how it's working. But first year students may not know. But it's an interesting topic to know, especially the world is going forward. So you can just go online, YouTube videos are available. But be careful. Again, I'm giving you a precaution. Don't trust all the website. That's what I'm saying. You some genuine website. For example, something educational website like Grey Campus, Amazon sites, some good sites. So uh, the ethics, let the ethics leads you to serve and protect the community in future, rather than we become a hacker who attack our own systems and spoil our own people.
Okay,
Hope
ma'am.
you
There
got.
was one more question from
Yes.
Shahid Farhan. He asked that the Kali can be run in a server or in a computer
It's a server actually. Kali Linux is a full-fledged server. That is why
server.
yeah, server. It is a server. It takes time to start, to set up. That's why I was only able to show the recorded video. The real simulation, the real iLab, you can set it up. Kali, there is a demo version of Kali Linux actually available. It's not. It's called something else, but the real Kali Linux is a server operating system.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Anyone? Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, they have raised the students might be familiar with the our normally using command is the ping command. You have said about one hping 3 command also. So one question raised regarding the hping 3 command. Can you say something more about the hping 3 command?
It is to trace the craft the UDP and TCP protocols actually, because everything works on transmission control protocol. We need to have a connection between PCs or IPs or MAC addresses. But the UDP, user datagram protocol, doesn't even need a connection, right? The moment when you go to command line and type hping 3, the IP address, or maybe you can hping 3 commands has different variations. You can even specify a particular port if you are intending to work on the FTP only, or IIS only. IIS means internet, like web servers, like when we host a website, it's hosted in a web server, right? So you can specifically mention the particular port, or first random 3000 or n number of ports. So what it is doing is it's knocking the TCP ports and identifying the communication channel through it, and displaying or bringing. And see, when you go to command line and type ping, what you are normally getting, ping commands give you a result reply or no. If it's a reply from this IP to the, there is another IP that it reached to that IP. There are two IP, source and destination. So it gives the number of packets transferred also. Four, you can see some numbers, 6 4, that is giving the uh, uh, um, frequency or the amount of data communicated or responded between these two stations or IPs. So HPing is giving more information, not only checking if there is a communication established or not. It's crafting. Crafting means scanning, scanning the entire station. Scanning in the sense uh, a lot of information like what are the FTPs, what are the IIS, what is the hosted servers in the particular IP. It's all displayed in front of the ethical hacker. It's more actually. There is another version of HPing 3 version 6 plus or something. It has more power features than this HP3 normal with IP version 4. This one, there is another one. I can I, I can share with Ms. Ingida. There is one tutorial about hacking protocols, hacking commands. Today, what I did is the overall picture, like what is happening in the very beginning, gathering information. Then what is scanning? What is happening scanning really? How they are communicating from Kali Linux to the victim computer like a Windows XP or a client computer or any user. Then what is happening to me after maintaining a connection? What is happening? They are hacking it. How the NTFS file is created using this, and how uh, without them knowing, exe file by imitating, imbibing like windows.exe is actually a tracing software, tracing application, tracing the PC. But the user will never know because it's renamed as windows.exe. There is a text file also. If you delete it, the entire system will crash. So nobody will dare to delete it, right? So this whole picture only I explained you. But if you want to go with even just go to YouTube and type hacking mm, commands and protocols. Type hacking, ethical hacking. Always use the word ethical before hacking. Otherwise, you might be directed to some vulnerable hacking sites or something like. We don't want that to happen to our students' community, especially. We focus that safety only.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, this is you have already said about the importance of the cyber security and all. Actually, this year we plan to conduct our IBM certification in our campus in various courses, including the cyber security. So our students also will be benefited out of this. We are having many
Sir,
number of courses. This
very
IBM
good,
course.
very this is what actually I would recommend also. Before we explain them hacking or ethical hacking, they must know importance of cyber security or how cyber security is handled or installed or implemented. Once the moment the person or student know how cyber security is working, nobody will dare to hack unwanted do hacking, because we need to. This is what people say. Even my teachers used to say, you need to teach the solution first before even explaining the problem. So you need to know or the problem. So see, this is what we need to educate our student community. I myself as a person, I remember my professor when there was a practical session of hacking, and he made sure to teach us cybersecurity, the rules, regulation, the laws, the techniques of cybersecurity before introducing that topic. Because the moment we are aware of cybersecurity, we will never go with unethical hacking or ever, even though if we know, we will not do that.
Okay, ma'am. There is a question raised in the chat box. Latest programming hacking websites has been asked by Anjali, ma'am.
Hacking websites.
Yes.
There is one
Latest programming hacking websites.
latest programming hacking. I'm not into I'm not a hacking expert actually. I'm
No,
not a
I just
expert, and I'm not my career also not in hacking. My background with hacking is I have done courses with hacking, and I have done courses with networking. So I can what I can do. I'm not a professional hacker. Also, I'm not an ethical hacker. Also, the websites I know. I can tell you one thing. The old one was as I explained you before, there was plugins, software plugins available. Now, specialized programs are developed by the programmers in the organization. It's not like uh, hackers are going with a random professional hacking softwares or hacking programs. So they specifically customize their use. For example, Metasploit we have been using long before, and we are using Nikto. And I remember there is SQL inject, like a database inject program. Kismet. I mean, it's n number of ethical hacking tools. If you you can search in Google, you can see the most updated hacking tools or programs. No one specialized in hacking will reveal their own customized hacking tool to anybody. But there are free ways available. Just Google it. I remember one, Kismet, KISMET, and there was something called injection, database injection. There is n number variety, like version, like we have mobile phones or smartphones. The hacking tools are like too many versions, too many. Each and every second they are updating. It's more than the number of antivirus or firewalls in the world, more than that.
Ma'am, Greety ma'am, I think we are running out of time. So if you have further queries, you can just mail to us by using or in the comment section in the feedback form. We will raise this all the questions to Sabeena ma'am. I hope she will answer us in through the other mediums like mail or something like that. Greety ma'am,
Yes,
we can
sure.
go with other session, next session.
Okay, then. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your knowledge and awareness about ethical hacking. So, gratitude makes sense of our past, bring peace today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. As a note of gratitude, I would like to call upon Ms. Kavita to share a note.
Thank you, Devi Miss,
Welcome,
for
Kavita.
welcoming me. Good afternoon to all. Before moving on to my official duty of delivering vote of thanks, let me congratulate our speaker for such a wonderful session. It was really inciting, and all of us who attended today's program now have a great impact and great knowledge on what is ethical hacking, what is its importance, what are the steps involved in it. All these things she explained in such a simple way that all of us listen like students listening in our class. It was It was very informative, and I have no words to congratulate our speaker for this wonderful session. So let me congratulate again and again Ms.Sabeena MK, IT Project Manager from UAE. Let me now officially move on to my duty to delivering vote of thanks. So first of all, again, I am thanking our speaker, Ms.Sabeena MK. Even in a busy schedule, she is a busy person with a lot of works in her own firm, but she spent valuable time with us. So I take this opportunity to thank our speaker on behalf of METS College of Advanced Studies, all the participants, all my colleagues and myself. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again. Now, I would like to thank one of the most important person, the chief patron of this program, our chairman, Dr. Shaju Anthony Ainikil, who gives us all support and motivation for conducting programs like this. So I will take this opportunity to thank our chairman once again for his absence. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Fonsi Francis, our principal, who is the motivator for this program. The confidence and support given by her which helped us to conduct a program like this. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your support and guidance. Next, I would like to thank my HOD, Ms. Shirley Prakash. She was with us from the beginning of conducting this program. She was with us helping and supporting. So I take this opportunity to thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your support and guidance.
Thank you.
Also, I would like to thank HODs of all departments and my dear colleagues who helped supported us to conduct a program like this. Thank you all. And finally, all the participants of this program, let me thank them also for this interaction and live section. Once again, I'm thank you all for making this program a great success. Thank you all.
Thank you, Kavita.
Sabeena, ma'am, the program was simply outstanding. So hope we will meet you again.
I too hope that
Thank you so much.
in coming the sessions or coming our programs also, we will have a nice session with you, ma'am, Sabeena ma'am.
Hopefully, I will be so happy. It's my great pleasure actually giving a opportunity to talk to your students and share my little knowledge with you. And it's really, a, a, a pleasure, meeting and doing some session with the people in Kerala. We are away here this year. We couldn't even go and visit our family back in Kerala because of the situation. And when we are seeing this many students attending topics like this, especially relevant topics, a great pleasure for
And
me.
I think when you're back to Kerala, you can visit our college also. Okay?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends near to that area. Definitely, I will make sure one time visiting you all and the college campus students, hopefully.
You're most welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. We will be posting the feedback form link in the chat box so the participants can fill the form and post it. So once again, I thank all the participants for their active, active participation in the session. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
So you can see the feedback form in the chat box. So once you fill the feedback form, you will get your e-certificate in your registered email. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shall we? I will stop the recording.